Well, hello, all of you out there in Twitch and YouTube. Welcome aboard. Those of you on Twitch, you're watching this live. Those of you on YouTube are catching it rebroadcasted, basically, as I just video each of these flights and then put them to YouTube about a week to a week and a half out now. But anyway, I want to welcome y'all in. It's been a couple days. I do realize, yeah, I've been at work for 2 days, and boy, did I feel it this morning in many ways. But we're bouncing back, and we're going to get up and do this flight. Folks, we are in Bogotá. We were doing a South American tour up until Christmas-ish time. And then I don't know what happened. We kind of dropped the ball on it, and well, the plane stayed in Bogota. So that's where we are, Bogota, Colombia, to be exact. For those who aren't geographically savvy, so we're sitting in stand. I believe it's 88, preparing to go to a place called Leticia, Colombia. It's about a well, let me instead of saying the word about, hang on. It is 635 nautical miles from here. So we got about an hour and a half in the flight to get there. Oddly enough, dispatch and their infinite wisdom has put us at 23,000 feet. I have a feeling I'm going to balk at that and say we're going higher. But we'll see. You know, winds could be. I haven't really looked ahead too much to see the winds. I can already hear you captains out there going, "Shame on you, Captain. You should know everything of your flight." And that is probably true. Just shame on me then. But that's how we're going to fly. That's how flying with Mike flies. Kind of like a video Hawker 125 sent me over the weekend. JetBlue and a New York controller kind of squabbling over the radio. Whether it's real ATC or VATSIM, because I could see that in a heartbeat on VATSIM. The real world, I guess they could squabble. I guess but yeah, it was a good video. Might post it in the Discord channel, so we'll see. But anyway, enough chitty chatty. Let's get up in the cockpit here, shall we? After we do our quick walk around inspection, the way we like to do it. Yep, that's an A319. And okay, we're good to go. Hey, we're in the cockpit. All right, so today's flight. Let's take a look at it real quick, shall we? Sim toolkit. Did I minimize you? Oh, there you are. All right. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, it's just going to be one of those kind of days. You're only pretty much only off one day of streaming, and it feels like you're off a week or two. I mean to tell you, folks, as you saw in the beginning, holy mackerel. Oh, well, it happens, as they say. All right, so here's where we're starting at, folks, Bogota, and you can see the run. Oddly enough, where Leticia is, it's in a region, I guess they call it in Colombia, maybe a county or something. I don't know how they break the country down. Amazonas, something like that. I just found that interesting. Down, obviously, we're heading to the jungles. I have looked at this airport, and that's all I'm going to say, folks. You're in for a treat when we bring the Airbus in here. And before we go any further, and before you all go, they don't fly down there. Yes, they do. 2 Airbus 320s from Ivanka go down there daily, or pretty close to daily. So, yeah. All right, so let's do it, folks. Real quick with the ATIS, Bogota. We're taking off in a northerly direction. 3-2 left is what I'm hoping for. But if we have to go to the right side, it's just a long taxi. Gives me more time to drink coffee. But anyway, scatter deck, as you can see, 2000. Temperature, a balmy 19. Yeah, that's pretty balmy. That's what, in the 80s, I think. 1027 for our QNH. Over to our arrival. Here you get a quick sneak peek. Also, northerly winds, 4 knots. We're going to actually come in, I think, from the south. I don't think I want to, I don't know. We'll see how this all plays out, folks. I'm tempted. Let's just put it that way. I want to make sure the weather doesn't get worse than what we are here. And it's a balmy 31 there. 1008 on the QNH. All right, loadout today. Yes, 142 people paid and are daring and willing to fly with Mike. So, hey, we'll take them. 31,306 pounds, bringing us a zero fuel weight, as you see there, of 121,000, just about 300 pounds. 17,500's been loaded into the fuel tanks. They've got us set at a cost index of 9. And like I said, I was hoping to see another bracket there to give us higher. Like I said, the captain of the aircraft may discretionarily say we're climbing higher. We'll see. All righty. So, and with that, folks, you can see there's our airport information or runway for Bogotá and our runway down in Leticia. And with that, let's pull Sim Toolkit away. Let's get down and dirty and get this thing all fired up. Now, the good thing, now I've done a couple things I haven't done before in the past. Kind of wished I'd have done it with you, and I'm going to try to do that on the next Airbus flight. Only because it worked and it made sense to me in that everything did end up the way it should have. And that is, I loaded the plane, both fuel, people, and cargo, off these menus down here. So that was pretty cool for me. To you all are like, we already knew that worked. Well, okay. I'm of that generation where my kids still show me how to do certain things on my cell phones. All right, so ease up. All right, so with that, so we have our 142 peeps. We go here to page 2. There's my 142 peeps. The only thing these menus don't show, but will show you how you can see it, is your zero fuel weight and all of that. Then the mechanic, you got to go a couple pages either this way. Oop, went past it. Okay, there's the fuel. You get it as close as you can, folks. 17,549 is what we ended up with, and adequate for flight. And we didn't get any cargo, so that's set up. Matter of fact, since they're done, let's close them. We'll leave the main door open for now. All right, how you can check your zero fuel weight real quick, and then we're going to get on. Come over here to the lovely EFB here on the pilot side. First off, it's got an Avatab on it, so you can come up here. I'll click it over to maps real quick, let it start doing its thing. All right, then we'll just start pulling it out a little bit. We'll go one more because I don't know how that'll look. Okay, we'll go with that. Then go to weight and balance. Okay. Now, once you've done everything over there and it's loaded, you can see we set for 17,600, 142 passengers, 00. Boom. Looks good. Zero fuel weight's 1 pound different. We'll take it. And then we have our takeoff and landing stuff, which is cool. And if you want to use a checklist, there's one built right into it. Looks like this, but we're using something different because it's too complicated. I don't have track IR to go back and forth, and that would probably be very, very mind-boggling. So we'll just stick this right here and get this going. All right, with the fueling complete, let's get up here, get our fuel pumps on. And APU started. Whoop, one too many. There we go. I already make it dizzy enough as it is with missing keys. So hang on, we're just waiting to see flap open in the APU, and then we'll crank it up. Now I know a lot of people will tell you only have to wait a 5 count and then fire. I wait till it tells me. I think it's only what, another 5-10 seconds. What's that gonna hurt? Yeah, I heard it. Yeah, you don't have to hear my corny jokes. I got it. Yeah, I hear you. And then back down, and we'll just watch it spool up here. Takes about a minute or so to get up and running. And then once we have the APU up, the APU bleed on, it automatically brings the generator on, folks. So, hey, you know, it lessens the workload on the pilot a lot. You're more of a manager in this plane than the traditional thoughts of a pilot, but you're still managing a beast. Albeit in airline terms, a little beastie. All right, so now you see a APU available. Come back up here, it's available. Now it's on the generator now. So all we have to do is click the bleed. Okay, now with a load like we have, plus on top of that, we're taking off of Bogotá, folks. If you're not airport savvy, and you know, I've flown all over the world in the simulator. Wished I could say I've done it in real life, but in the simulator, we're 8,300 feet above sea level, folks. So that's a high altitude airport. They start really, Denver is considered, I'm not sure if they put that into class yet or not, but at 1 mile, they're beginning to think about classing it high altitude. But South America is pretty much hyphenated high altitude airports almost, it seems like, especially the western end of the continent. All right, so we'll take it up to normal. Actually, I'm going to go high flow just because of the high altitude nature. Okay, our cross feed is set to auto. And last checks here, pumps are on, fire checks. Y'all love those. Me too, because I just found out I didn't check my sound. And I know why I turn it down and forget to reset. Because when we do the fly at the end, when we're replaying the landing over and over and over and over, you hear way too much jet engine and not enough, you know, not enough to, it overpowers the music and everything. So, all right, so we'll do it again. Much better. Okay, they all tested out good. Just a quick run up. Okay, cockpit voice recorder test. You and the press love this. Get my hands on that as quickly as possible so we can hear the cries and the screams and put that on the air, not what actually happened. But anyway, we digress, folks. Leave the press, I know. Leave them alone. They have it hard. Okay, and I'm just turning these on one at a time. And let's bring that up. What I'm looking for is to make sure that on bat comes on. What that tells you, folks, is in the event that your engines are still working, but the generators disconnect for some whatever reasons. Not really sure what would cause that. But anyway, If that should happen, you would kick your APU on. If that generator doesn't come online, your navigation telling you where you are and able to get you there is able to run on the battery. That's why you want to see that. All right, now with the APU on, let's go ahead and come off the external power while we're here. And let's get down quickly to the McDo. And yes, folks, it's quicker, let's say that. First thing I want to do is get over here, bring up takeoff form. We are going from, we gotta establish all of that first. I forgot. Here I am trying to jump the line, folks, and the line's going, hey, get back in line. All right, so we got the IAE. I can hear you all cheering in the background. Yay, he finally is flying with them. I prefer the other engines, just me, folks. But anyway, that's just me. Go to the init. What we're going to do is just click init request. Doing its data links and uplinks. First half's done, second half fills in the rest of the boxes. All right, and we'll take the 11. All right, now aligning the IRS. Don't rush to do that unless you don't want to do this next step. Little bit of realism coming here, folks. Okay, we're flying over a lot of unpopulated areas, a lot of jungle, a lot of high terrain. So it would be good to know right where you are. So what you can do, okay, I said we're in stand 88, 83 through 86, 87, 88. So we're going to use these numbers. We want it to say 4, 41, 8 on the north side. Right now, it is not. It is saying we're off. So use these to set that. All right, so what do we want? 41.8 for the north. Look at that. Now you're setting it to your gate. You're bringing it from, okay, now it knows I'm at this airport. You're bringing it now down to pretty close to which gate you're in. And you can do this in Boeing, I think, by putting the gate in there, but you still got to be careful. Or use the GPS, which gets you pretty close too. And 7408.7. See, we're very close here. So we'll just click the line select, brings those up down arrows. Here, we got to go down, right? Oh, of course, you lied to me again. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you got to go up. It's backwards. It irritates me like you can't believe. But it is what it is. What can we do? Okay, so now we're aligning on latitude, north, right there, 441.8. West longitude of 0748.7. Boom. Now align. And now it's going to actually, that alignment process that's now 6 minutes in the making is now going to be drawn right down to pretty close to where your plane is. All right, enough on that, to the winds. And we're going to do it the simplified way. Click wind request. Boom. Clear. Next phase. Request. Make sure they don't change. Sometimes I've had them change. Wait, it didn't take. There it goes. And then next phase, they'll be filled in for now. We'll do it again and cleared. Back to the init page. All right, next up will be the flight plan page. No, we're not going to be entering. Oh, by the way, have I shown you the route yet? I don't think it's come up. No, we're not entering all of that. It's almost all done for us. Why should I? See how it came in, folks? I mean, it's right on B689, 689. And what we can do, come here, hit plan, and track, with the up arrow, It's just like next in Boeing, all the way to our, look at that, everything looks good, no discontinuities. Okay, the only thing it didn't bring in you saw was our departure runway and our star, or SID and star. SID being standard instrument departure, standard terminal arrival is star. So SID stars are not in here. So very simple in Airbus. And for the most part, Boeing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to slight Boeing. I mean, this airplane's so easy to fly. That's why I like it. Okay, again, we're going to go 3-2 left. There's our, you see it there in the chat. There's our SID out of here, BOG U3 Charlie, to here. And then we're going to insert. Now it gets a little more complicated on the arrival because of transitions, both how you come to your star, you know, which fixes out there are this star working off of, and your approach sometimes has difference because this airport does not have an ILS. We're coming in on an RNAV. Was it RNIP or RNAV? Either way, same thing, just one's a little more RNIP, so it's a little more defined. Okay, so now when we pull this out, we can watch it better. And again, we're just looking for this thing to be, you know, way off. On an airway, it shouldn't be, but if you're putting fixes along the way, you could accidentally fat finger, you know, oops, I hit the Z instead of the Y or whatever on the keyboard. And or the U, and you've ended up 400 miles to your next fix, or 4,000 miles, and then you'll see EFB 0 going, you have no chance of enough, you know, of enough fuel. That ought to be something Airbus and Boeing ought to think about. No, just kidding. A lot of stuff crammed into these units to start with. All right. Continuing on to MIKOX. Okay, that is the initial for one of our stars. Now we are going to fly 2-1. So what, runway 2-1 in there. So what we'll do, go up here to SKLT, arrivals. Let me just make sure. Okay. See, their VOR approaches into runway 3. They don't look tough, folks. They really don't. And I may still do them, but I'm planning right now the RNAV. Star MIKOX 2, I think it is. MECO 2A. And there's our transition for the approach. Oh, let me double check that. Hang on. SASDA. Where's CERTA? Out of curiosity. Okay, I see it. So SASDA. That's the one. And with the MECO 2A, I thought there were. Oh, it's different ones. Okay, I get. They do like a lot of the European ones where each transition is a separate star. Separate, has its own right here identifier, where some will say Sardis 2A transition either MIKOX or Rockwool. I don't think there's another one. It doesn't look like it. But anyway, they don't. That message tells us we are to 0 and the GPS is aligned. We'll get that on the other side here in a moment. So that has everything in it. RNAV to 2-1. SAS does our transition there. Coming in on the star MECO 2 alpha, and there is no transition, so we do insert, and it finishes it up, and we're going to finish real quick here. And they put us in a hold. Wonder what happens if I take it out. Cool. Because I don't want to do the whole. No, why? There's no traffic, folks. We're really going to be remote here. You're going to see. It was kind of interesting to see. Then we got in Rob, which, if I'm not mistaken, is our 1900. Perfect. And then down. Continuing real quick, there's our missed approach. And then should we have to go to our alternate, which, you know what? I did not look that up. I'm now kind of curious. Alternate is SPQT. Quintos? Now, again, you could put in your departure from runway 21, and that would clear all of this up, and your arrival. You know, you could do that ahead of time, folks. So anyway, it's all there. Hence why you don't have to make your secondary flight plan that portion of it. What a lot of people will do with the secondary flight plan is an engine out performance. If there's an engine out procedure, fly that, or anticipating runway changes, stuff like that. We're not going to go there. So we have a flight that hopefully, knock on my noggin up there, that's made of wood. We're not going to have problems. All right, so with that, folks, we have the flight plan information plugged in. Next up, we check the rad nav. Everything looks good, nothing out of the ordinary. Bogotá, and we're good. Okay, comes up to the initialization B page. Okay, now this is the A page. It doesn't say it, and again, another piece nugget would be so easy, but then if you type rated into plane, you already know this. So anyway, so coming over, just click your button. Now you're on the B page. All we're doing here is confirming that our 121.3 is in fact good enough for our zero fuel weight. 121.2 actually. Let's see. Let me swing over to the EFB. What say you? 121.298. Oh, we actually ended up 100 pounds heavier? Oh no, I'm sorry, I read the wrong number. 299 would be 0.3. Center of gravity, 28.6. Or the zero fuel weight. ZFW stands for zero fuel weight. Center gravity. 28.6, 28.6, 17.5. That's pretty close. And that page looks good. Next up, if you had to make changes, you just follow the formatting. 5% looks good. 32.1, we're looking good fuel-wise. Lastly, the perf page. All right, this one's the fun page. Well, we can do it one way, back it up with the EFB. And that's what we're going to do. Now, there is a website out there, folks, you can go to. It's pretty doggone good. Hang on, let me pull that up for you here. We're not going to go to it on air, but you can and check it out. It's the perfcalc.prodz.de/index, blah, blah. You can select your Airbus, put in your numbers, be it kilograms, pounds, feet, meters, whatever. However you want to put them in there, it'll do it. and it'll give you some pretty close to these numbers. Apologies, folks. Allergies have kicked up here and plan to kick up even harder over the week as a lot of rain moves in. Oh. All right, so what we can do. So you can go to that page. The other way is to click here and follow real simple on-screen stuff, which is what we're going to do. Or, all of these are or. You can do them all and verify. Okay, so we're 3-2 left. That's our wins, I'm pretty sure. Let me verify on the chart here. Bogotá 320 at 11, 3-3. Okay, that's fine. I can actually change it if I want. What is it? 320 at 11. Wait a minute. What's the? Sometimes they put a METAR up here. Let's leave it for now. Now, the only bad thing is it'll put it in inches of mercury. So that's a, kind of bummer thingy, but dry, anti-ice probably will be off. I don't think we know of any debris. 28.9. Let's check our weight and balance. 28.9 CG. Toga. What that means is we're gonna pretty much full power takeoff. Air conditioning on. Heaven to Betsy Muffy back there get a little tepid with the heat. We gotta keep the AC on. And then we just click compute. Now nope, we still didn't. I guess that's only on the landing one. All right, and it tells me Toga 1F. Expect V1 between 102 and 136. Rotate 136. V2 are horizontal stable. So you're seeing this. Your THS is right here. Green dot means where flaps can be up at. Take them up. 210 and so forth. So more importantly, it shows the stopping point for V1. V1 is a safety speed, folks. Granted, 95% of the time, pilots will know they're rejecting long before they get to the V1 speed. Think about it. By the time your mind, it's the same thing in braking, say a semi-truck like I used to drive many years ago. The time it takes to realize traffic's braking, to the time your foot moves to the brake, to the time the vehicle actually stops or starts to stop. It's about 5 seconds, folks. From your brain realizing it, you moving your feet, it's going to takes it about 5 seconds or so either to, for the vehicle to actually start or to be braking. Same thing in an airplane, folks. You're going to go, okay, and if you wait to 136, well, if you're on a short runway, you could be here, and guess what? You don't like this part up here where there's no runway. It gets kind of bumpy, and in Chicago, could kill people. So, anyway, so just a quick thing. There's I personally, I understand it just from with what the truck goes. Yeah, it's amazing the lag in the time. It really shocked me, and they had people sharp as heck, and it still took them to recognize the situation and then actually act on it. Was pretty amazing how long. So that's what the V1 speed. Rotate, I don't need to say anything. And V2, a lot of people have asked. I've seen several videos. Best I can gather, it's the speed at which you can clear a 50-foot obstacle once airborne. So you're at an angle, you maintain, say in this case 140, you'll clear a 50-foot obstacle by the end of the runway. Which in this case you'll clear it like about right here. All right, so enough on that. So we're going to go here, click the TO, upload takeoff data, and TO data request. All right, so our wins. Now we get, I was hoping we could find out what we're working with here. All right, well, we're going to go with what I have here, 320. And they are at 11. Okay, and temperature, I'm just going to do this real quick. Temperature shows 19. How old is this, out of curiosity? 20 Zulu. Oh, we're getting ready to get a new one. I don't think this is it. And real quick, I'm sorry, folks. I am not savvy in the... Oh, dang it. So I cheat. I'll admit it. I cheat. 3033. What are we showing now? 1025. Hang on. Yeah, I cheat. 3028. Use the tool. I never tried that. Let's do it. What the heck? What did we call it? 1025. 1025. Will it take it? Is that close? Hang on. Gotta look. Not even. Well, is it? What did it say? 25, folks? 32. I don't think it's close. Nope. We'll go with, well, ultimately, am I going to ultimately have, no, we'll go 2, 5. Crap, I did it again. 2, 5. To 7. Okay. We're going to get into the game now where we're going to make it read like it. I'm going to make it right. Okay, all looks good. Compute. And you saw it slightly move differently. Okay. All right. So over here, we can... Oh, that's how you do the contaminant. Okay. I was trying to figure out how to switch the contaminant. Hey, Captain, read the screen. Up and down arrows. All right, so the wind is 320 at 11. QNH, what do we call it? 1027? I don't know if this is going to do anything. Nope. Didn't think so. All right, well, we always give it our best out here. All right, so, and we got a dry runway. So, one more time, receive. All right, suck like, it changed my numbers one more time. Okay, and now let's see if I can. Oh wait, it did it for me. All right, because I think we are 1027. Yes. Okay, dry. Here is where we determine flex takeoff. We are not, so we're not going to click there, and we're going to click insert. And you can see we don't have a flex takeoff. So this is a toga. Now I want to check one site, see if he does do this one or not. Black Box 711 is a Twitch streamer, real world Airbus pilot, and he has graciously set up a site, folks, to help us in the filling, and it does not. I didn't think he did. That does a well. If you're flying in Europe, folks, check his website out. If you're flying in the U.S., he's got a lot of them now in here. I'm seeing if I see any down here in South America. He has some in the Far East, up into nope, he does not. He does have Rio and SEQM Tababella, which is otherwise known as Maricel Airport, one of the higher terrains, not the highest, folks. El Alto in Bolivia is the highest international airport, 13,000 feet MSL. Fun airport, fun. I like flying into there. Are the approaches hard? No, they're a piece of cake, but it's fun to fly in. High in the Andes. And as you can see, we're now set up. Now let's take a look. 136. Well, we have from 102 to 136 we can work out here. We have rotate at 136, 136, 140 V2, up 4, flaps 1. Looks good, folks. And that there sets the McDo up. It is time for us to push this thing back. All right, so with the McDo checked and set, all I got to do is come right here in the middle. Hang on, okay, make sure we're on the right altimeter. Still 20Z at 1025. Okay, click that back. Arc, and do I want 40 or 20? Let's go 20 for now. And then LS and constraints. LS is your landing system, basically ILS, think. And it's all set up again in case you lose an engine on takeoff, right back in. You may have to follow a procedure because of the high terrain. We'll get the departure brief real quick and see if there is one. We're not going to program. Okay, speeds are set up. The only thing left is altitude. Well, we know we're going to get at least 11,000. All right, so hang on, folks. I am going to bring this in as soon as I find my OBS. There it is. Let's take a look real quick. All right, this is just the way charts looks, folks, how I've got it set up on the VFR map. Okay, let me hide this. And so it's just the VFR, but you can see all of this high terrain we got to clear to get down here. All right, so let's get over here. Airport. Get the little airplane on here. So we're going to basically push back to spot 35, start up, taxi out, come down Papa, Kilo 7 out of here. Okay, that is pretty simple. They do have a D-ATIS, but the D-ATIS site that I use, folks, is only U.S. territories, U.S. and U.S. territories. So places like Alaska, Hawaii, which are not technically territories, but you get the point. I believe Guam and San Juan are on it as well. So, and you can pull their ATIS in flight, so you can. Oh, do I need to make a change? See what I'm saying? So, Okay, so our departure. Here we go. Okay, basically is, we'll just start up here, 18,000 transition. Cool, we're used to that. 8,300 feet above MSL. High altitude. And then here's all what we can do. 3-2 left, 3-2 right, all types of aircraft. You can see the climb gradient we got to maintain. And initial climb. On the Bogus 3, we got to go to 16,000 is our minimum. Okay, and basically we'll show why here in a second. And then that's all it has. All right, so what we'll do, come off 315, intercepting the IBG radial 076 outbound, or I'm sorry, it'll be 256, however you want to read it. Radials are into it. Anyway, 256 heading out to, I think it's 629. Notice this, folks. This is what that argument is about. Look for it on YouTube. There's a little squabble between JetBlue and a controller about speeds on an approach into JFK. And as my friend Hawker said, who do you side with? But we got a mandatory 12,000 feet, 220 knots speed. You're not supposed to go faster than 220 than here. Now, folks, what's the general rule of thumb? 250 below 10,000 feet. Doesn't apply here. Plus, you're in South America, may not apply anyway. But that's a general rule, though, worldwide. But, again, locality may say, and this is one of those. After BO 629, we track down to Bogus, and there we can start climbing because we got to be above 16,000 in about 20 miles or so, 25 miles or so. So, and we'll be allowed to speed up, so we'll be fine. I'm not worried about this little beastie here. It'll climb just fine. Then out from Bogus to SJE. There's your departure brief, folks. You know your speeds. 136 for V1, 136 VR, 140 rotate, transition 18,000. We'll leave these default. And our flap speeds. Green dot is right here, 210. That's our clean speed when we can have the flaps up. They only got to go one notch, folks. So I'm actually going to leave them out till we turn from BO 629 here. I hope you're seeing that. Yes, you are. Okay. Did this once and you weren't able to see them. And we'll maintain flaps 1 probably to here since we're only a 10 knot off. And as we come off, we're still at 12,000 here by bow 628. I missed that, folks. Sorry. We got a 12,000 foot hold there too. So we can accelerate though. That's the cool thing. That's a 6-mile run, so we'll leave it as is. All right, folks, that is it for the departure brief. And just doing the last-minute checks here. So we got our altitude 16, correction, 12,000. Get that set right. Anti-skids on. Transponder is set, and now we need to find out if there's controllers here. Won't find it that way, sorry folks. And the refresh, because SimAware sucks at this sometimes. No controllers yet. I'm not even sure if I'm on. Did I file a flight plan yet? Oh, I have not. And I need, before I get any further, because I'll forget. VATSIM. All right, time out of here. What time is it? Let's do 21:05. Amended. And Okay, they're filled in. Operator, L. Oh, wait a minute. No, we're A. No, we are land. L-A-N. I just don't have that airframe. And we're good. All right. Wink. Okay, flight plans out there. We're coming on VATSIM. Look for us as LAN 432. And yes, we're in the little baby bus A319. As the women say, oh, look how cute that baby bus is. All right. So we are set and ready there. Only thing left to do, bear with me as I get online with my virtual airline that we're flying with. Mac Air, folks, exclamation mark, Mac, M-A-C-A-I-R. And great bunch, folks, great technology. I know they're in an updating phase of the site and possibly technology. There is a lot of great PIREP systems out there these days, folks. I mean, they're unbelievable in what they track from when I first had a VA 20 years ago out here, what they could track. I'm sure they could probably pull that data out if you figured out what they were looking for. But it's amazing. Great airline. Again, it's right here. I'll put it up there for you. Go to that website, folks, Millennium Aviation. Now, the CEO, you all who follow a lot on YouTube, probably have come across Captain Mac. Well, he's the CEO. Great. I've flown with him a couple times here online. He's great to fly with. Great. I mean, just a great VA he's set up. Great bunch of people in the staff and all the pilots there. Check him out. Again, no one says you have to sign up because I tell you to check them out. But I'm saying check them out. Might like what you see. All right, I can't show a lot of this because it just is irritatingly doesn't show up on stream. So for me, other people get them to work. I've set something up wrong, I'm sure. It's usually that operator error. So, all right, let me get my aircraft loaded. This is the part that takes a bit. All right, A319, here we go. Since it's been a while since I put my bid on this flight, I forget how far down the line it is. Here it is. Not too bad. Sometimes it takes me 2 and 3 runs through. Basically, folks, the airline has so many airframes you can fly, and in almost any livery you want. It's not limiting at all. And that's what I like about them. Now, I do fly for a couple that are really strict, and I'm here to tell you, I'm not going to lie to you folks. If that's not for you, don't check them out. This one, nice, easy going bunch. Really, I enjoy flying. It's a joy to fly for them. Because you're just so easily laid back here. And I didn't get my flight plan. Hang on a second. That's because I forgot it doesn't load from this way. There's a couple, and there's different um, groups you can join there. You come in the open, and the open is just like, scheduled flights here and there. But you can petition to be in the cargo and the charter, which opens the world up for you folks. And if you want to hone your skills as a professional pilot, they have a pro line division. So pretty awesome airline. Great job to Captain Mac and all the staff there that keep it running. Appreciate you. Uh, Here's where I got to make my call. Well, actually, no, I can just bring it down to 23. And then if we go higher, we go higher. All right, so I've got this all set up and start flight. All right. That, folks, means we are ready to go and get this stowed away. These are all set. Go ahead and do the same over here. And 40's good. All right. Count is finally done behind us. We're ready to go, folks. Let me again make sure is SFG. Do it the easy way. I don't know if that's them or not. Hang on a second. I want to see who this center. Oh, okay. It's SEFG. So it's Ecuador. We're going the opposite way. All right. Let's get going. Better pushback. Where are you?
Ground to copy. Please show me where you want to go.
All right. We're going to go here. Then here. And as best as I can interpolate the chart, we'll come up to here to that spot 35.
Ground to copy. Tau is driving up.
All right, and with that, we're gonna, as soon as we, okay, we'll get the jetway pulled away. And I should have closed the door. Oh well, sorry folks, you're getting a taste of what you're leaving. Okay, doors closed. External power is off. Chocks removed. Oh, that's nice.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Somebody just decided to spawn in right on top of us. Gotta love people like that. Thank you for moving. All right, beacon.
Tau connected and bypass being inserted. Release parking brake.
Brakes off.
Starting pushback and you may start engines.
All right, we're gonna wait, hold off just a few seconds here. I want to make sure we clear the gate area and we start our turn, because 3 minutes warm-up time, even though they're probably still warm here. Here's the thank you, sir. 777 from American 305. Thank you, sir. As soon as it starts kicking over, I'm going to turn the engines on. Okay, we should start that turn here. Go. All right, let's start them up. I am going to have to get with some real-world Airbus pilots, find out should I have turned the packs off for a situation like this. While we're here, go ahead and come on TARA so we don't forget. All right, real quick here to help you out. As long as this box is gray, you're still spooling. Once it goes out, in a few seconds, you'll see a veil up here.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
All right, so it's still gray, so we're still spooling up. There's the avail. So let's say you're a streamer like me, you get to chatting away from the screen, you come back, and it looks like this. If you don't see the gray box and you don't see a veil in a couple seconds, guess what? You're spooled up, you're fine as long as everything looks good. And we'll get rid of him. All right, let's get number 1 started. Or you want to do wing shots like this.
Tower is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. And signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
And thanks for flying with Mike. Better pushback. Speaking of El Alto, the tower is online. It's SLLP. Oh, excuse me. Okay, and when he steps up, he has the pins for us, so that way we know we're good to go without pins missing or still engaged. And we can just flash the headlights at him. And right there you saw a veil, so we're good. Let's start the timer. 3 minutes, but like I said, we're pretty warm out there, so I'll bet they warm up pretty quick, but we're going to still follow checklist. All right, so APU, bleed, off. Of course, you would want to make sure your packs are on at this point. Coming down, let's go back to normal for now. I'm going to probably run with it on for takeoff. Ignition. Okay, ground spoilers, arm. Flaps set to 1. Confirmed. All right, let me move over this way, move up just a smidge. Actually, you know what? Let's do it this way. It's easier. All right. Let's go to FA control. We're going to set our trim to 0.4. So we just want to watch and make sure we stay up. Okay, we are set to 0.4. I'm going to go ahead at the same time and let's check our surfaces. Then I can deselect the screen, go back to default. And what I'm doing here, folks, is just watching, making sure the surfaces are moving. That's what the screen is all about. Make sure full deflection, centers. Full deflection the other way, centers. Same with my ailerons. And then we got the elevators to do. I just find it helps since I'm already here, why not? Okay, there we go. They're good. And our, what do they call this? EWD is set up. All right, so where were we? Pitch, trim, engine, ice. We'll go back up top here. Is going to stay off. And we can turn the APU off. Slides and doors to auto. Yes, you can do that here, folks. Right here. All doors and cross-check. There they go. And deselecting. Looks good. Nose wheel light will turn on elapsed time run. And we're ready to go over here. Chose FMA looks good. Everything's set. And auto brake to max. And taxi away we go. Somebody pushed back through us again, and I missed it. Okay, taxi lights on. I'm gonna put terrain on that side. Get our weather radar to 2 for this flight. PWS on. Okay. Bogotá traffic, Avanca 404 taxi to 3, to left or right. Correction, left for departure.
Bogotá traffic, Avianca 204 here. Just be advised, the climb out is quite bumpy. Just beware.
Copy. We'll get our barf bags ready to go. I'm going to check my call sign. I think LAN is something else. And I don't know what they call themselves these days. Letrim or something like that. We'll pull it up here. Oh, where'd he come from all of a sudden? Okay, since we got somebody behind us before takeoff, we've already put the TARA on. We'll turn the brake fans on here in a moment, and we're ready for the runway. All right, get this chrono reset. And cabin flight attendants, take your seats for departure. Okay, takeoff config. TA. Okay, we are set and ready to go for takeoff. Actually, we're LAN. LATAM is what they're called now, out of Chile. Go by that. Kind of funny. I just looked up what their call sign was. Sometimes you gotta laugh, folks. It's Land Chile. Can you imagine hearing Land Chile 432 or whatever the heck I am? What is my call sign? 432. Okay. Bogotá traffic, Avanca 432, departing 32 left. Americans trying to take off on the taxiway. Just my guess. Oh, it is 3-1. I thought I said 3-2. Who knows? Let's do it. Strobes on. Okay, coming into position. Chrono on. Toga. $80 knots.
V1, V2.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Okay, let's go to climb thrust. And folks, all that is it's moving the throttles into these different notches you see here. Yeah, you're just moving it. And then from there, the throttle does the manipulation of the, very similar to what we saw Friday, I think it was, in the Citation 10. You know, it's an Airbus characteristic. All right, so we're starting into the clouds. Let's do our after takeoff checks. Spoilers down. We're again holding flaps. And like I said, we'll keep the speed restriction in. Let me make sure it is indeed in. To 629. So yep, and we'll be leveling at 12,000. Okay, and there's the level off. Initial. We'll go to, like I said, we got 2 more to go at 12,000, then we'll make our climb. But as soon as we cross the, technically we're able to punch it, but we're in a maximum of 220 right now, so we're holding. All right, and I hope y'all enjoyed that. I took, again, a little longer than I like getting out of there. It took 1 hour and 17 minutes. Well, we'll try to shave it off. Sometimes we come in ready to push back, folks. But sometimes I like to show the process so you all who might be new to the ToLis product. Folks, this is amazing, the stuff from ToLis. The A320 should be coming out soon. Hey, got some NU 68. Welcome in. You got some needed shut-eye, blue skies, and following wind everywhere. Awesome. Welcome aboard, sir. We're looking at about 2 hours to our destination. Let's Get the flaps now released. As we turn for the high terrain. And folks in X-Plane, I know you all love to dog X-Plane Musfussers, and we do you too as well. Folks, the scenery has updated immensely and looks great. It may not be the bing, bing quality that you see in Musfuss, but I think it's pretty good. All right, and then we'll start our climb from 12,000. We need to head up now to 23. Here we go. As soon as we cross in 0.4, we'll be headed up. Bingo. I just saw the sign that we're going to be going up here shortly. All right, there we go, making our climb up. Now the goal, just for those who might have missed it, here, let me bring it up one quick time. We now need to get Bogus, B-O-G-U-S, above 16,000 feet. I don't understand why they got to be below 16 for Lixag. That's an ATC thing. So we'll be definitely, we're almost above it now. So as long as we're above 16, then we're out to SJE. And folks, if you are enjoying this stream, hey, we'd love you to click follow if you haven't already. That way you can see where we're going to be on our next flight. Next flight scheduled tentatively for Wednesday. We'll see. Today almost didn't happen. I came home dragging butt, big time tired after 48 hours out at the airport. But, you know, it is what it is. No big complaints that I had to do them. It's just rough sometimes. But got a little sleep, got up. Now we're back at it tomorrow at the airport for 24, my normal work shift, and then off for hopefully the 2 days thereafter. And we are above 16,000. Let's look out the wings, see what we see. Should be starting to pick up some rain. We are right over here. If I'm right, if I remember right, do I move the radar? And folks, real world pilots, captains, first officers, heck, I'll even entertain the guy that did all the work in the older days, the flight engineer. Where should I set the tilt on the radar in different phases of flight?
18,000 feet.
Okay, there's the call for 18, thank you. To standard we go. Sure it did it on the other side. Backup's good. Yep, all right. Away we go to 23,000. Now, like I said in the beginning, that's what, and I'm going to have to get on my dispatcher's case. Where in the world did he come up with 23,000s as high as we can go? Because I got a feeling I'm going to punch us up. Do that captain prerogative thing. So... All right, there's the turn as we head to SJE. Look at that, folks. Just spectacular. flying over the Andes Mountains. I'm going to have to look in my hangar and see if I do have a land A319 or 320 fly on these, or even other airlines that I find out here. What I do is I'll show you how I set these flights up for this tour. Now, I could have looked for a tour at Millennium Aviation and flew it out. The ones I found didn't support the aircraft I fly, so no biggie. I think we're hitting top of climb. We are. And so I chose this. Oh yeah, we're going to be in the storms here. We're going to be going up. This is not cool for my passengers. Even though they did pay and signed the waivers to fly with Mike. Anyway, we're pushing on ETA right now. Hour and a half. Good thing is, technically, I could bring the seatbelt sign off. It doesn't feel choppy. Although, why are we restricted on speed? I just happened to notice that. Why we is... Holy mackerel, I hear lawnmower. Hard to believe with the weather we've had here in St. Louis. That we're going to go on up to, let's go to 35. Maybe then we'll get a better speed out of it. I don't know why we're restricted on speed. May have to... I will watch, see if we increase speed. Nat Air, welcome aboard. How's you're going great here yourself? Doing a little South American flying near the Amazon River. Matter of fact, the territory we're going to. Does it say it here? No, it does not. I see it. Ah, here it is, on Similware. Coming out of Bogotá down to a place, Leticia? I had it down earlier, now I can't pronounce it. Leticia. I was thinking, we are the Borg. Star Trek. But anyways, going down to a region of Colombia, Amazonas area. So we're headed to probably where the Amazon may begin. I don't know. I don't know much about South America. But we're headed in that direction. And Captain Prerogative here, I've overridden the flight plan to 23,000. We're now climbing to 35. Dispatch is going to go, well, you're not too great of a captain. You're still burning the lights up front. All right, let's see. And since we're getting above the weather, let's put the seatbelt sign off so they can start serving. And as you can see, the weather radar is painting some lovely wetness below us. Yes, I can say wetness because It's wet. Oh, look at that, folks. Like I said, we're going to start flying a lot of it in the, I've got a Southwest Airlines 737. I'm going to probably put an A319 out there too in the Southwest somewhere. And we're going to do some storm chasing here soon. So looking forward to seeing default weather here, folks. This is not X-plane or what's it called? From Active Sky, Active Sky X weather. This is not that, folks. I'm not going to buy it just for 11 when I fly 12 more, just to get the beta. I'll wait. It took them this long to come out with it. It's only going to be a few more months and I'll be able to have it if I want it. It may overload my system and I may hate it then. X Enviro, I've heard of that. I'm thinking about that one. But I just, right now, since my system's 3 years old, it's really good for X-Plane 11. Spec-wise, it still shows excellent for medium to excellent for 12, but I don't want to take a chance of, I'm having already enough troubles with OBS that I don't want to get into that problem. But I am thinking about X Enviro. I have looked into it. Just like I said, nervous to pull the trigger on it. But that looks awesome. Speaking of my specs, there they are. The only thing I get a good chuckle out of is, and I'm assuming with someone's software could be rough. This is supposed to be a cumulus cloud, I think. Just thinking where we are, we're right along the equatorial thunderstorm line, so that's what I'm thinking here. We're 4 degrees north latitude, working our way down south, so we're going from, this is kind of fun, we're going from spring to fall. I may have to do that with my YouTube when we put this out. That may be on the screen. We're going from spring to fall. So, but anyway, but here it doesn't matter. You're on the equator, folks. Spring, fall, you're right there. Let's see what this wing looks like. Wow. I mean, these clouds really have come along here, folks. Nice lightning. And yes, on airports, on the ground, you will hear thunder. So, I mean, is it the greatest of greatest lightning? I've seen a lot better in defaults with Microsoft back in Century of Flight and FSX. But folks, for first generation 3D clouding in X-Plane, that is amazing. The textural look and everything to them. Alright, so back to it. We're coming up to now the new top of climb, 35,000. I'm going to go ahead and spread out the radar to 80. Actually, let's go to 80 miles, which would be... that should be... oh yeah, 80 miles is what we're stretched out to. Okay, and then over here, since we're coming out of the mountains, we're just gonna, you know, we'll bump it up. What not? Why not? All right, and then come over here, click Av tab, and now you can kind of see where we are. And I think we're heading right down in here. So just to give you kind of a quick look, leave it kind of wide for now and zoom in a little more closer in, if I remember. All right, folks, so we're in cruise. We're on VATSIM. South America is where we are. And trying to see names. Oh, we got a lot further down to go. Okay, a lot further down. So we'll see where that ends up at, and enjoy the run here. We're showing in at 1 hour 12 minutes. Oh, and I was remiss. All right, there you go. You got the VATSIM X pilot up there. That way you can see that we are online and available. Folks, enjoy the ride. Actually, not much more to go. It's 1 hour and 12 minutes. We're at cruise. Still low on a speed. It's, let me take a look at my flight plan real quick. See if what it affords if I go faster. Ground speed TAS. Let's see. We are coming up to SJ. Okay, we're showing 414, 421. Alright, that is definitely not what we're going to run against. We're going to go ahead. See if that helps us up in speed. I hate to take over. See what our CI is supposed to be. Oh, wrong one. Right, sand 9. All right, you real bus drivers out there, if you know a good CI to set, I'd love to hear it when we're in this situation. Or would it be better to manipulate right here in the managed column on cruise? Bumped us up to 2.6. I know the higher the number, the faster we are supposed to go. I didn't run us up that much, but took us up to a fuel. Still looking good. It's our cruise temp. Hey, no information available. Showing you a few things here, folks. Oop, yeah, click return. Sorry. Here, let me pull that away. And if we go back to return, received messages, got a METAR 42, that'll be this one. And if we click on it, there's our METAR as of 2100, 030 at 4, few clouds at 2000, 20,000, 32, 23, 2975. The heck is that in millibars? $1,001. Okay, let me write that down. That's as of right now. We gotta, it may change. Okay. All right, so a lot of going on here. Now I know there's a way to get the winds updated. Okay, look one more time. Data. Okay, okay. 13, okay. It's not giving me what I want. Oh well. You can tell I still got a lot to learn on this plane. The thing I really want to get into one day is this ACAR system and be able to communicate to different centers. I understand some of the limitations there, so... Oh, and by the way, folks, I just happened to look down at the bottom of my computer. Happy spring, if you're in the U.S. or this part. It happened 40 minutes ago. We crossed the equator. Well, we're crossing it right now. But no, seriously, it is now spring, folks, in the U.S., officially time-wise. So, happy spring. All right. So anyway, you can see there's a lot you can do with this. I can't remember. It's ATC. This is how you make the system work here, the CPDLC. Connection. Let's see. I think I gotta have someone. But anyway, a lot to learn. That is for sure. Switch these around. It makes it easier. 298 miles, folks. All right, enough of my blathering. Let me put some music on here and y'all enjoy. First off, before I do, let's do our arrival brief. That way we've got that out of the way. I just realized that. Let me bring charts up. You know what? We're going to go a different route here. Hang on a second. Oh, and for those curious, while I'm getting this set up real quick here, I have decided I'm not going to fly in the across the pond. It's just too much, and I really don't know how I'm going to, you know, I don't want to take time away from my family like that. So for now, if I fly it, it'll be in a different capacity, so I can enjoy time with my family. So just want to get that out there because it's coming up April 1st, by the way, folks. All right. Not a lot of aircraft flying down here. Let me show you what I was setting up now. Let's see. I am wanting to get it. I don't know if it's available yet. And what we're talking about, Matt Air 1997 asked, am I going to get the new Toliss A320? Heck yeah, but the problem is I can't find it. And I keep seeing that it's supposed to release this month. I've seen other streamers on it, but I can't find out how they got it. So, it's available? Oh, well, heck, I could have done this flight in that then. Dang it. Well, we will download it, and we'll go get it after the flight. And do some testing in it, and maybe do a flight change this week. And put it into service. Because yes, I do want that plane. I mean, I've seen it available for at least a week, but I couldn't find a way to get a hold of it, and that kind of irritated me. So, but anyway, we got the Sim Toolkit thing up here. Why I went this way is, one, you can see where we are, and see there is really not a lot of VATSIM traffic. Let me try something here. He said it. I'm going to look it up. Where's X-Plane? X-Plane, where are you? There you are. And the org store. Airbus. Airbus A320. Flight Factor, Toliss A319, Toliss. There it is. Hey, it's out there now. It wasn't Friday when I looked. Cool. We'll get it after the stream. Thank you there, Matt Air. Appreciate you. Yeah, yeah. I found it there. Yeah. I thought I released that in here. Somebody come back in and block it again? Check that out too. Anyway, we got Sim Toolkit up here. It's been up here for quite a while. Hang on. Let me get back into position here. There we go. All right, so we'll bring up NavGraph here. Give me a second. We'll have to throw the flight in here after we unload that. Put that. All right, so there you go. There's the flight. So you can see how far along we are. Also, real quick, let me pull it away. 57 minutes to go, by the way. Now I can also bring this up, set it in here on SkyVector. And SkyVector just made me a liar. Okay, that's cool. No biggie. Oh, I didn't put my alternate in here. Well, we'll live. Okay, so we've done everything over here. So I'm going to do a quick edit to make things a little easier. Delete and delete. Now, why you can't delete something like this or this or this, let me get done here before I accidentally do it. When you set your flight up, putting in your origin, your destination, they pop in up here automatically, and it pulls their airport charts, although it did not pull SKLTs for some weird reason. But I went ahead and pinned it automatically. Then when you go in here, select your, if you put a route up here with an arrival and or a departure and an arrival, they'll show up down here. Then if you set up your runway you're coming in on, it'll set up down here too. So real quick orientation here. I'm actually really getting to like the new charts program. Took a while just because I was so used to the old. So sometimes, folks, change is good. All right, MIKOX or MIKOX 2A or MIKO 2A is a RNAV approach for runway 21 for all aircraft. We kind of saw this in the beginning. 270 for the altitude of the airport. Transition 19,000. We're going to check all of this here real quick, real soon. Okay. No instructions beyond this. So we're coming in over MIKOX at or above 5,000 feet. Down to SAD SASTA, we'll call it, above 3,000 feet. Here we're going to join the RNIP RNAV approach and take it in. Here it is. Let's look at it in three pieces. New pilots, new instrument pilots, here you go. For everybody else, get a good aviation lesson. I'll do the best I can here, folks. I didn't get this far in my training, so I will do the best we can. All right, AWOS is your weather channel here, similar to ATIS, 127.8, automatic weather observation. That's what that stands for, station. Amazonas approach. And then it's neat. They call that the approach, that the tower. And there is two airports right close together. RNAV approach, final approach course 210, NROB. See it right here. Let me kind of scroll down. Okay. That's the point. We got to be 1,900 feet on glide for the airport. may or may not see it on here, and I probably am not setting the aircraft up properly to get those delineations, because an RNIP is very almost tighter on the performance coming in than an ILS, meaning you're almost more dead on than the ILS will give you, from what I've been told. Again, I was VFR. If I did these, would ATC be chewing on me without a guy in the right seat? Or if I was doing them under a hood without someone over there? But anyway, LNAV, VNAV, descent altitude, 620 MSL, height 360 AGL. How I do this, folks, for the M, I think it's DA or DH, whatever the letters are after it. If it says M, I go with this number. If it says just the other one, I go with this. Folks, it doesn't matter which one you put in. They're both the same. Do the math. 360 feet above that is that. Oh, I'm sorry, above the runway. Sorry, above the runway. So yeah, you'll see here in a minute, because we're going to set the McDo up in a second. Okay, here's missed approach. I'll let you read that while I continue on. Transition level 19,000, 18,000. Whatever the McDo says, we'll go with it. I'm not worried about that. In the simulator, in the real world, I'm going to be making sure I use the right one, because that's where we set the temperature, or the altimeter, which is a barometer, folks, from 2992 1013 in the QNH world to whatever it is for the airfield. That way things start getting more standardized as we get lower to the ground. Okay, this is telling you what your temperatures are. Circling restricted by obstacles to the east. However, it looks like you probably could go west if needed. Go west, young man, go west. Holding simultaneous at MIKOX. Oh, that's the holding point. Okay. Meaning they could have more than one aircraft, I guess, in there. And at the same level, what? Oh, and here. So you could have multiple holds going on. Okay. Second part, let's see if we back out a little, get it covered up here, shows what we're going to do. We're going to come into SASTA. Now we're supposed to enter the hold, which is a direct entry into left-hand turns. I omitted that, folks. We're going to come straight in. So we'll come in, hit a heading of 210, and track LNAV as far as we can to NROB. Hopefully we'll see the runway then, and we can switch to VFR. And by the way, look how close to Brazil we are. Brazil is a huge country in there, so so we go international for one fix, and we're back national for another. Then there's the missed approach. Descent 3,000 is what I want to be at SASTA. We'll start down to catch 1900 at NROB. 3 degrees down to missed approach point about 1.2 miles out, and of course that's what it's saying. Time wise, this has that on it. From NROB to the missed approach, we're going to probably be right on this line at 130, 135. If we're at 135, we'll go with 140 at 2 minutes 9 seconds. Less than that, we'll go 2 minutes 30 seconds. Push it up to about 250 at the most, and then we'll go around, because that would be in between the two-ish. And then our minimums, which is this last section. Oh, let me finish this off. PAPIs should be on the left side. Then here's our missed approach again. Now to the minimums. LNAV, VNAV available. We have it. 620 on our MSL 360 AGL. So if you get to 360, you don't see the runway. unless you're flying with Mike, go around. We did go below that big time in South America, oddly, several months ago, and it was quite fun, actually. We learned a lot about default weather in X-plane. But it's 620, 360 above the ground, and for um, our ceiling, 600 or 1600 meters for visual. We're good. All right, and that wraps that up. Hang on a second, folks. Let's pull this away, and I'm going to be right back. Got a call from the missus on her trip. Stand by, folks. All right, folks, sorry for that. All right. Let's hold that off. Hold that thought, as they say. All right, and we'll kill the music real quick, and let's finish up the arrival brief, because we do need to get... Actually, no, we're still good. We're 80 miles out is where we want to do this. So we got about 80 miles. Cool. Well, then we'll start over here, getting things readied. Okay. Here's where the METAR comes in. So it's giving us the 2100 Zulu METAR. Again, remember, we can get the McDo to tell us what the METAR is once it updates. Right now, we are... Hang on a second. 2200 should be coming out soon. Am I right? 22? Yeah, 2200 should be coming out shortly. Oh, it is out. So, here's what we'll do. We saw the process earlier. I'm going to go ahead and use this one. You can use any of... you know what? Here, I'll prove it. McDo, ATSU, AOC, weather. Now, if the ATIS is up, if VATSIM is running and there's an ATIS available, you could pull it. I'm going to bet there isn't. However, it's already there, so let's click METAR. Return. Received messages at 2209. There's our 2200 METAR. Oh, helps to click out, sorry. All right, so again, this is set up as of 2100, where the winds were 030 at 4. They're now 030 at 5. Okay. I haven't figured out how to update this in here. I don't know what it takes. So, temperature currently 31. Yeah, 29. Oh, it translates for us. 2975. How about that? I did not ever see that before. Okay, runway condition. Should be dry. However, looking at sky vector, I am beginning to get a SIGMET west of the field, so we could have some storms. We'll see. I'm not see. Do I have weather turned on? That would help. I do. And sometimes it does. Yeah, it's not showing up in South America. No big deal. Well, it is a big deal, but you get the point. Anti-ice will remain off for now. Air conditioning on. Pilot app. Landing weight sounds good. Let me see. Stand by. Estimating 129 100, so that's okay for now. And brake. We're going to go medium because you can see we're coming in on a 6,100 foot runway. Let's see how this works. Compute. There's our margin, folks. Ooh. Now, flip this around, come in runway 3, we might do better. So, just to let you know. 5 knot headwind probably will not increase us more than 400 or 500 feet at the most. So we're good with that tailwind. Runway dry, anti-ice off. So we're set here. And again, you saw how to do that. It's real simple, folks, for this. And then plan, and we're back to where we were. Actually, we were on perf. 131 miles out. Radar showing clear right now. Remember, we're out to 80 miles. Now, whether it'll show that far or not, I don't know. But definitely within the 40-mile arc, there's nothing. All right, so let's take a little break here, folks. No, we're not doing commercial. Don't have to. Oh my God, we're getting another commercial. No. Take a little break here with the music and run a couple of songs and press on, shall we? All right, folks. I'm back with you here, I think. Oh, there we go. Just watching my mic over here, trying to figure out, are you working or are you not? All right, so it looks like it is, so we'll go with that. All right, so as you can tell, we are getting close, folks. Beautiful. Look at the skies here in X-plane again without active Sky X. Maybe Environment and X Enviro will come in here soon. But for now, this looks awesome, folks. All right, so let me pop in here. There we go. We should be just, oh yeah, we're well within 76 miles. So what we're going to do is, oh, I just need to do that. Now click 3. There we go. So you see we're going to run with our wrong data. Let's see, it did not change. Okay, so next phase. Let's put it in there. Now, we know that this can go in as a QNH of 1008. 1008. Now, if you wanted to put it in there as 2975, you're more than welcome to just put it in 29.75. So it would be 29.75. Air temperature currently 30 degrees. We're going to make sure 1 degree off. Okay. We didn't update again, did we? No. Okay, winds, I believe 030 at 5. At 3. Okay, that is going to change some things here. Okay, 030 diagonal tree. Okay, transition we'll go with. So now all we got to do is fill in. Now let me see, 330. See how that pushed a little bit more margin for us. All right, and we came up with let's see, 360. I'll put that in DH. And by the way, again, folks, what I do here is when it puts the M out in front, I use the bold, the MSL number. So it's 620. I can use either this one or this one. Whichever one you want to use, folks, it's going to tell you minimums at the same level of 360 for this airport. It's just a different way of putting it in. Okay, and then your app 131. Approach, or I'm sorry, landing speed should be 126. And it should show that over here. Okay, they're going 132. That's perfect. So we'll hold with the numbers of 2 minutes. Wait a minute. I went the wrong way, folks. I said 2 minutes 50 seconds. Should be 2 minutes 25 seconds. 20 to 25. So a little fudgy room there for us. You would basically decide what that number is now. Okay, I want to look at my radar tilt. That's the one thing I don't like, and I don't know if it's possible in ToLiss to get it to say what your tilt is, or if that's something coming down the pike. All right. Now, that puts us, we're all set now on the McDo. All right, hang on on a second. Things are getting slow on the computer here. This is why I'm hesitant with some programs, folks. Let me go ahead and pull VATSIM off here, see what happens. See if we get a speed up. Sometimes putting too much on my screen does it. Okay, a little more. Come on, screen, you can do it. There we go. All right, so we have landing elevation, auto selected, 270 is correct. The arrival completed in here, perf approach completed. Flight plan, top of descent winds requested. If memory serves, I go here, here, here. There we go. So they are now up to date with the latest and greatest news out there. Sorry, weather. And perf. 37 miles to go. Stand by, folks. Okay, folks, back with you. Yeah, and a couple things I just turned off seem to have helped the system out a lot. So I don't know. All right, my apologies. We are now 26 miles out, continuing. 20 miles out, they say we can start our descent, pop the brakes, and start down. We'll see. We're going to kind of get her up there. So let's set 3,000. You can see the terrain ahead of us, folks, kind of going in and out here. Let's set 5,000 for the moment. All right, we're 22 miles out, and yeah, that was really strange here in the house. I'm not sure what I just saw or what, but yeah, very strange. And the radar's painting rain now below us. Not sure what that line is in the sky here, folks. That's something new. Don't know if that's something to do with the equator or what. Kind of weird. All right, we're close enough. Let's go ahead. What we're going to do simply with the double dots here, I think it is. Oops, of course, the single one. Okay. We're going to start our descent. I don't know what this line is all of a sudden. Interesting. That is something new. I have not seen that, folks. Time warp ahead. I've not seen that before in X-Plane. That's weird. Zoom up a little bit here. Go ahead and I'm going to put the seatbelt sign on because it does look like a little bit of rough weather ahead. Lights set. All right, so here we go. Starting down nice and easy, as you can see. Now let me do a quick calculation. What we need mileage-wise, 3.5. Okay, times 3. Whoop, not times 9. 35 minus 3 is 32 times 3. 96. Let's add 15. Whoa, that was definitely not right. $111. It came up on the calculator of 480. I'm like, I don't think so with 15. All right, so we need 111 miles. Let's see what we're showing. Okay, so that's 50 miles from PABON, 50 miles out. Well, technically, we're right on, getting pretty much right on track. Sorry about that, folks. Actually, I think we're doing pretty good on our descent. Not going to intervene too much. Oh, yeah, we're still having troubles. Okay. All right, well, it is what it is. A lot of clouds, a lot of stuff impacting. Let's take a look over here. Back to Avatab. We're still pushing pretty good on the frame rates. That's good, at least. There we go. Now you get an idea where we're headed. Right about here, folks. Yeah, I had it way off. There's Leticia right there. So basically, imagine, and like that. Imagine it the way you would think the arrival is. I'm going to go ahead and zoom up a little. Pretty sure there are no roads to here, but hey, you never know. All right, we're about to where the green dot that rides up and down the altitude will start coming down. This mark right here where my cursor is, that's the mark. When you reach that, then we'll steepen a little bit to make our 3,000 by Sedos. You know what I'm saying. Cesta. That's close. You know, kind of, sort of, maybe. Okay, fine. I don't know Spanish. Wow, clear air, rain. All right, we'll get this out of the screen. All right, let's take a look outside. Some unique cloud formations. Overall, I have to say it looks really good, the weather out here. So that's what makes it so hard for me to go get like Enviro or Active Sky. It looks good. I want to see first what the fault looks like with severe storms before I then go to the next level. In essence, something to compare it with. All right, looking at our VFR chart, minimum descent altitudes in the area we're coming over is 5,300 for the most part, so we're pretty safe. All right. 20 miles to Patton, then it's 50 miles after MIKOX to our SASTA arrival. So we'll let the aircraft take care of it at a nice, gentle pace coming in, and we'll make the numbers right where we need them. All right, speed brakes, altimeters at 18,000, well, 19,000 we'll set. Airbus guys, Airbus captains, first officers, and the guy that does all the work. Okay, Airbus didn't really have three-man cockpits that I'm aware of. Maybe the 300s. But is there a way? Now, in the Boeing 737, I think 767 and on up, you can set the altimeter that you want to go to, prior to it hitting the transition. So when you hit, standard again, it punches it to that number. Is there a way to do that in Airbus? I know I'm not probably describing it well. But yeah, if there's any real bus drivers out there, we'd love to hear from you. That's one of the big questions I have about this plane. Not one of many. I got folks. You guys want to chime in and help me in this part of the office? McDo's and the ACARs and the CB DLC. Folks, I'd love the schooling on it. Or point me to where I can learn, because I really want to get up on that. I have access to an ACAR system through my TopCat program, but it's not what I'm wanting with the McDo's here, because if I get this working, and then I'm going to be buying the A320 here real soon. We're going to have that airborne, and yeah, this is going to be fun. All right, distance to, I know a way we could find out, not that one. MIKOX is like 38 miles here. We'll find out. Watch the nav display. Here comes the turn. Okay, so 38. Oh yeah, we're doing really good. Okay. Well, folks, I'm going to say I'm not sure how many of you are picking up on this. Sun's behind the clouds. You noticing something? Most Microsoft products before 2020 would not have, where the sun is shaded, you would not have that on the earth. It'd still be sunny on it. That's pretty cool. Trying to find the sun. But it's behind those clouds. That's good modeling there, folks. Not saying that Musfuss doesn't have it. I don't know. Don't have it. Don't want it. But yeah, that's impressive, folks. That is really impressive. That's just one of those little things. I mean, granted, you got to be looking for it. I looked for it and saw it. Very nice. Okay. All right, we're at transition. So let's see what happens. Is it 10:25? $10:08. See, that's what I mean. I would love to have it go right to 10:08. In this situation, whatever it is, wherever. Because usually if a controller gives you an early descent, they also give you the QNH or altimeter, depending where you are and what they use. So be able to have that set so when you hit standard on these newer aircraft would be cool. All right. Turn this off, which I always forget to do on takeoff. We're going to go ahead and turn the landing system and constraints on. More for the constraints, but we are not going to have an ILS frequency, obviously, folks. We're on an RNAV, so you're not going to see anything come up. We might see ILS indications, but more than likely if you click approach,
18,000 feet.
it won't show. Actually, let me push that out a little bit long. Putting us right at 3,000 at SASTA. Nice. Okay, how are we on the terrain? Let's bring that one down one notch too. Because at MIKOX, I'm going to lower us to 20 miles. And let me just see what I got my... Okay. Okay, there's 14,000. Okay, our lighting situation looks good for now. And see here. Currently, MIKOX, do I have any restrictions just above 5,000? Okay. Okay, there we go. We're starting in on the star now, folks. We're just about 10,000 feet. Boy, isn't that not gorgeous? Wow. Clouds are on fire. Sunset. Okay, just to make sure. Looking good there. And no traffic, no ATC around us. Cool. All right, I am going to go ahead and go into an open descent. With the speed brakes. Okay, we're going to hold on that for a second. All right, let's get slowed.
feet.
All right, flight attendants, prepare for landing. Yeah, we're going to get down. That's where I want to be. What that's going to allow me to do is get set up. Allow me the time I'm going to need to get set up. Let me, okay, speed brakes are off. 1,500 foot a minute drop. Try and get down before that point so we can get a good setup here. And it's Tabatinga, Brazil, Leticia, Colombia, right there on whatever river that is. It doesn't say. Do a quick. Wow. Definitely a sky on fire look, isn't it? All right, we're gonna All right, now once you take over your speed here on your approach, folks, at that point, if you don't plan to go back to managed, activate your approach. Now, don't do this way, way back. Sorry there, folks. Oh, my nose is draining. Do that here, close to it, so that way you don't run the risk of dragging the aircraft in at F speed of 147 in this case, all the way. And I need to speed brake. Okay. And the aircraft is going to help me out here in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and set 210 for now. Now, technically below 230, you can throw one, flap 1. I am going to wait till we get ready to start slowing to 180, which will be very soon here. We're using the speed brakes to finish it off. But I hope you like this return to the South American tours, folks. Like I said, we've been off for, good Lord, 3 months at least, and glad to get back and flying in South America. Been kind of looking for places to fly, and kind of was really nice. All right, we're getting on speed. Let me do this. And I'm going to come 1 notch up. All right, we're about to slow. I'm going to go ahead and slow us now to 180. Only because it's easy to do right here. And throw a notch of flaps out. Okay, set for my next altitude. Okay, and as soon as we make that turn, folks, up, got our runway inside already. Here we go down. Okay, distance at this point is 10 miles. Go ahead and use the landing gear to help us slow down. Put some drag out there.
2,500.
Same time, we got to set our brakes to
Gear down.
medium. And let's get our brake fans on. Flaps 3. Full flaps. Cabin needs to be checked and readied. just the way I heard it on an Allegiant flight, so what the heck. Flaps full, we're good. EW is good. I think I'm going to take the plane from here. All right, folks, welcome in. We're just a little turn there. Get back on the course. But no, I'm not seeing where if the autopilot was on, it would land it. But anyway, welcome in. Let's go ahead and bring it down to 131. Such a short runway, I'd hate to be long on a landing. I need to actually nail it pretty decently. A 6,100 foot runway, I believe it was.
1,000.
Okay, come folks. Leticia traffic, Ivanka 432, final runway 21.
500.
Okay,
400.
for stable landing.
300.
Little too steep.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
All right, we'll just use the remainder here to let the plane itself slow down, and then we'll back taxi. Welcome into Leticia. All right, you can see there isn't much to it, folks. And oddly, we park in the back, folks. Thought there was a taxiway there. And I could have made that one. Dang it. Leticia traffic, Ivanka 432 clear, 21. Although, I could go, it does look like I could park here. Oh, what the heck, we'll just do that. Actually, I was going to go back in the back. There's a reason why. Okay, radar's off. Lights. I didn't realize that was a bigger spot than it was. Show you where we're going to head though. And again, folks, you're going probably, this isn't an Airbus. It is. There are two or three A20s, A320s in here a day. And I'll show you how I got to those in a minute. I'm going to kind of stay a little mindful that my wing may get I don't think they'll park back here. I think that'll be a different airplane. That's a tight fit down here, folks. Okay, we'll just we'll go to C2. I actually spawned up in C1 when I first looked at this airport to get a feel for it, because I was curious. Thinking turboprops back here, possibly Embrias. If this is the true, what they have. All right, folks, welcome in. Let's see here. I need to get the APU running. And I am going to do what I said I normally don't like doing, getting it spooled up quicker. Did I miss anything? Engine mode flaps, retract, and brake temps. There she goes, spooling. Okay, so we'll just wait. But yes, folks, welcome in. And while we wait, let's take a look real quick. Yeah, this I found interesting. No building. Now, I don't know if they're real. I didn't go to Google and look and see if there's really one in here or not, but it sure looks like there could be. But isn't that amazing? Hey, look, Greyhound's going by. But yeah, it's just really an interesting place, and I wonder if that's really the terminal over there. So anyway, just kind of interesting. Yeah. Rainforest, and you're herded like cattle to get on the plane. Southwest would do real good here. Anyway, folks in the A row here. It's B row, C row. Oh, oh, anyway, folks, sorry. Had to have my fun. All right, let's get in here, shut this thing down. All right, so the APU's on and available. Lights are coming off. Wing lights don't need to be on. Bleeds on. We can now shut down. And before, let's... Okay, and number 2. All right. And there you go, folks. We'll be opening up here momentarily as soon as I get that beacon off. And we'll start offloading passengers. See the doors as the engines spool down begin to open. See the slides moving? Excuse me, folks. But anyway, it was a good flight, good landing, I think. I didn't put a request in, nor do I see one there. Let's see if one was indeed recorded. All right, does not appear so. So what we'll do is bring up Sim Toolkit. Oh yeah, oh my goodness. All right, let's do some paperwork while the doors are now open and the peeps are going off. Sorry, we don't have any kind of GSX or ground equipmenting yet. I'm working a lot of stuff with this, folks. I like showing it right out of the box so you can decide. You decide whether, I kind of like X-Plane 12. It looks pretty cool. Now, this is an add-on aircraft. Now, I am going to start putting some add-ons in here real soon. Just to get a feel. Only an airport or two has been loaded, so you really do get a flare of what's out there. All right, that's why I do that. All right, now, let's come up here. We get the paperwork done for Mac Air. They recorded us at 76 feet a minute. Wow, can't wait to see the replays on this. So let me stop the flight. I say cautiously. All right, and again, cautiously say okay to the message. All right, we'll get rid of some things on the screen here that might help a little. Oh, and some things I forgot to put up here. We'll get them here in a minute. Okay, we'll get the checklist that can close out. Trying to get anything that might be bogging us down pretty heavy. Soon we'll get rid of VATSIM. All right, let's bring back Mac Air, see if I can file the PIREP now. All right, and it's saying sent. When we're in this condition where we're really slow. Hang on. Because for all I know, this could be what's bogging us down. Come on, computer. One more time. SKLT, good deal. Let's go ahead and just get rid of that. Okay, let's see if we get some improvement here. Seems to be a little bit of a kick. Not much. Oh yeah, I gotta answer that question. All right, maybe got a little bit of a kick out of it. All right, let's bring up Sim Toolkit, shall we? Not the overlay. Hang on, folks, just trying to get my screens to still move. They're a little sluggish. Come on. All right, there it is. There, looky there. All right, well, too late. The flight's posted. All right, so let me go up here. End the flight. Finish. Finitoed. All right, here we go. So here's the real quick down and dirty. We were Ivanka, actually land 432, and that's our feet per minute, folks. Here's a quick dirty down run on it. Departed, arrived, view details. Get us a little further into the process here, maybe. There we go. And flight time just under 2 hours. And there's our landing, folks. Now that might have been a bounce. I think we had a little bit of a bounce. So the 71, 76, I would even go with Mac Air. So, I mean, both are pretty in the realm. We'll see when we get to it. But now, why I use Sim Toolkit is this tool right here. View fuel full landing report. What it's showing here, folks. Well, we get a good look at the airport now. Whoop. Okay, much different here than what we see on the ramp. Okay, makes a heck of a lot more sense here than what we see, which is fine, folks. Yeah, it's a little aggravating if I was to go to this and go, well, that's not how it looks. You know, but hey, it works. All right, so takeoff, or I'm sorry, landing report. Okay, like I said, we're seeing the airport. Kind of shocked we're showing precision both ends, but hey, whatever. Now, this airport does have a displaced threshold. So what you will do when we leave here is might be back taxiing all the way to here for takeoff. For landing, starts here at this white line. So you land in here. While it probably happens, it shouldn't. But anyway, yeah, you could taxi right here. Oh, wow. Anyway, but this is where you should touch down for those new to the stream, new to aviation, not sure what the heck's on these runways. Why? Arrows means displaced threshold. Now, if it looks like half triangles with the bottom lines cut off, they're called overruns. You're not supposed to taxi, take off, land, anything in those. So anyway, that's real world simulator. I don't care what you do, folks. You can land in the trees over here. Heck, I've done it before. Not intentionally. But anyway, the white line signifies where the landing portion starts. Each of these hash marks, 500 foot. Being a 6,000 foot, there isn't much to them. And this is the landing zone here. Remember, it is a 6,800 foot runway. Is that what it is when it's displaced? I'm looking here, folks. Hang on. I don't see I don't see a displaced here on the charts. Anyway, doesn't matter. The landing zone is what it is, 6,800 foot runway. So if you're outside of this, you're okay, folks. It's not going to be the end of the world. Just realize when you start seeing these marks down here, you're getting to the end. Not good out here if you end up out here. So for us, now the blue line says where the threshold is, the blue dot, the green dot's where it's saying we touched down, which was 2,150 feet down the runway, about 12 feet right. On a 100-foot wide runway, that's not bad for this type aircraft. Some of the narrower runways you might be, why did I land so, yeah. Anyway, so it's really overall not a bad, we just floated quite a bit. All right, so there's your landing look at the, from the Sim Toolkit point of view. Let's go ahead and remove that. and button up the plane here real quick. Now I'm going to use the Toliss plugin that comes in here. Most of this, yes, you can do down below, but I'm wanting to do it quickly. So we'll close, close, and close. And nothing's on good. And hope for the best that we'll be able to do a waiting for them to close. There we go. Everything's buttoned up. Come off VATSIM. And let's give it a try, folks. This is a feature built into X-Plane. Must fussers, you have to download it. Download it, install it, start it wherever you want your replays to start. Now, in this aircraft, you can, any aircraft, let me say, in X-Plane, I can go all the way back to here or wherever in the flight and relive it. We're going to start from here and come on in a few times. Hang on, let me get my maestro here to cue it up. Come on. Let's go ahead and speed up to come in. I like to watch how my approach goes, how wobbly I am. I'm doing a lot better. It's more stable. And more than likely, folks, yes, that is jungle. I do not know if these roads go all throughout Brazil or just locally like Alaska. All right, let's see how we did as we approach. Okay, on this, we're in the landing zone. Wow, and that was a good landing, folks. Wow, actually, that's kind of what I've been wanting to do for quite a while. Gotta click play, folks. Okay, that'll get me set up. Let's watch it from a distance, see what kind of wobble we have. Looking really good. Nice approaches. I mean, you know what? Let's see how the paying customers, well, I wish we had some. They signed agreements, so we kind of waived the airfare on them. Because we never know. Will we make it? Will we crash? Will we burn? Who knows? Here we come. Wow, that's a good landing from that seat. Off the other side. All right, folks, we're looking really good. We're going to do one more from this angle from the airplane. Kind of come around front. see how we do here. Here comes where these marks right here, folks, are where pilots aim visually to land. That's your goal, actually. And most of them make it. I mean, you'll see the majority of it start from there forward. Look at that landing, folks. Wow. All right, folks, welcome into Leticia, Colombia. It's been a blast today, folks. I hope you all have a great tomorrow. We'll see you Hump Day Wednesday. See what kind of flight we're going to fly. But, folks, take heart. Our verse of the day, I just saw it. Hang on, I'll just bring it up. Make it easy on us. Let me run that by you because I really kind of liked it today. Well, maybe I will. Oh well, we're having system issues, you know, go figure. But anyway, today's verse goes like this, folks. No, it's not even letting me bring it up that way. Well, we'll get to it in a minute. Anyway, folks, the system is just not wanting to behave. Let's put this thing in the bay one more time, get the doors opened up, and we'll just give a proper goodbye. Folks, it has been a wonderful time flying for you here. Hope you all enjoyed the flight. Open says me. Open. External chocks. Hey, we finally got the verse to show up, folks. For in him all the fullness of God was pleased to dwell. Through him to reconcile to himself all things, whether on earth or in heaven, making peace by the blood of his cross. Folks, Jesus Christ gets all our glory. He is God's fulfillment. He fulfilled God's will by hanging on that cross for you and I to pay for our atonement for the sins we commit. Again, I can't stress enough, if you haven't seen The Chosen, folks, if it's a wonderful rendition of the Gospels put together in a way that not only tells the Gospels and the Gospel, but fills in the middle, like what happened in between scenes. And now, granted, that's fictitious, because we really will never know. Unless it was documented, as the Gospels are, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and the Acts of the Apostles. But I'm here to tell you they're very plausible, and the scene in season 2 where Mary falls back into her old sin, like we all do, comes back before Jesus, and what an interplay there of each and every one of us, folks. Folks, you know, just because we get saved by Jesus, just because we reconcile and admit to our faults to Jesus, he is always there for us. And he will, as he did in the show, the character. Great job. The man playing Jesus. I forgive you. Folks, what a poignant, one of those poignant scenes throughout the first 2 seasons. I've seen it. It's up to 3 seasons now, so I'm still working my way through what it shows. What a great job Mr. Jenkins did with this, The Chosen. can't recommend it enough. Folks, it's free in your app store. Download the app, watch them for free. People like me, like you, your neighbors, whoever, pay forward the ability for those who can't pay to watch it to be able to watch it. And then many of those, like I, go on to pay it forward for others to be blessed by these messages. And matter of fact, watching them helps encourage me more and more on stream to do these messages about the verse. But for in him all the fullness of God was pleased to dwell, and through him to reconcile himself to everything, folks, be it on earth or in heaven, making peace by the blood of his cross. And that, folks, we have to pick up. We have to follow. There is no excuse. We have to do that to follow Christ. We have to admit our sins. Folks, you're a sinner. No matter how type A you think you are and you're above everyone, guess what? You're still a sinner. Everyone sins. And then remember this, folks, just because you got saved, just because Jesus came into your life, doesn't mean you're going to screw up and sin again. Fall back in your old ways, sin a different way. Realize Jesus knows that ahead of time. You're human. We're human. We sin. And he is there to pick you back up so you can continue to move. Jesus is the only sinless person out there. All we can strive to do is sin less. Hope that all made sense to you, folks. God bless you. I hope you turn and look to Jesus, especially in this time of Lent, as we are leading up in the historical records to the trials, the crucifixion and death of Jesus Christ, and then to his ultimate victory over death, over Satan, and rising from the grave. Remember, he said, destroy this temple, I will raise it in 3 days. Folks, it's not a brick and mortar, stone and whatever they used back then type of structure. It was Jesus he was talking about. And that prophecy, as with 300 to 400 others, were fulfilled in that one man. Do the math. You can't. That many zeros will end up on your little, however you do it. So, I pray for you. I hope you all have a great Tuesday. We'll see you Wednesday, hump day. Maybe not as scheduled in the 727, maybe in the A320N or Neo from Toliss. We'll see. But God bless you all. I hope you have a great day. We'll see you then.